pizzas that were going to get thrown out. And as soon as he went home to his room of students, they were all very excited that he had brought home 3 pizzas and wanted to know how he could possibly afford it. And he told them that he was given that pizza for free. He gave me a call the next morning and said that it felt like such a stupid problem existed. Those were his words, not mine. Stupid problem existed, where 1 in 6 people don't have enough food to eat, and we are throwing out, the number now is $31 billion of food in Canada each year. And so we felt that there was an opportunity to use technology to start to solve that problem. We set out and said, hey, we don't know exactly what the solution is going to look like, but we know that there's one thing we want to do. It's create a win-win-win solution. We want to help restaurateurs offset excess inventory. We want to help customers access food for less. We want to help society by getting rid of the $31 billion of food waste that we were just talking about and all the negative impacts that ends up happening when that food ends up in landfills. And so what we decided to do at the beginning was build a pretty simple application. The idea was give restaurants a platform where they can update inventory and offer time and quantity specific promotions at the very end of the day. The idea was you would go on with your restaurant, normal sales, feedback doesn't come into the picture at all. And then at the very end of the day, you could go into the app, you could say, hey, we've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this. You could set a price point for it lower than retail price and try to sell that excess inventory. This was September of 2017. That whole summer, we were knocking on doors, trying to get restaurateurs on board, difficult task. And so the feedback we kept getting from people was, it's just not enough. I get that you guys want to reduce food waste and help drive a little bit of sales to my store, but we're talking about what, $20? We're like, it's not worth my time. And so that was a really interesting sort of thing for us to go through because we were so gung-ho and excited and walking into these restaurants, eyes wide open, ready to change the world and reduce food waste, and they just didn't really care. They wanted to make a little bit of extra money to take home and put food on the table for their families, which, fair, can't judge them for that. And so what we ended up doing is after speaking with hundreds and hundreds of restaurateurs, we realized that the platform we had built would allow us to solve this problem, but we need to think about the problem a little bit more holistically. And so what we did is we took a step back and said, okay, right now we know that we are lowering the price of food at the end of the day because there's too much supply and not enough demand. Basic economics. Price has to come down. The reason all that excess inventory is there is because the price is static at restaurants. So we said, hey, let's lower that price. But really what we were doing is taking the same pricing principle of the flight industry, the hotel industry, the e-commerce, taxi, all of these industries have been transformed or disrupted by dynamic pricing. And what we were essentially doing is looking at the end of the day and applying dynamic pricing at the very end of the day because of the excess inventory that existed. But what we realized when we took a step back was restaurants had a lot more problems with their demand curve than just the end of the day excess inventory. And if we could think about the problem a little bit more holistically for them, we could understand what actually impacts their demand. It's rain, it's time of day, because as you guys can probably guess, between 12 and 2 a restaurant does great, between 6 and 8 a restaurant does great, but the actual fact is that 73% of a restaurant's operating hours, they are losing money. And so how could we help address that bigger problem in order to get our foot in the door, and then at the end of the day, really push the solution to make sure that we are getting rid of all the excess inventory. And we believe that dynamic pricing can do that. And so where we are today is we're not fully there. We're getting there slowly but surely. It's been about 13 months now. We're working with 300 restaurants in downtown Toronto. Some big names like Freshie, Aroma, Popeyes, like some great franchises. And what we're doing is the first iteration of this, which is we are changing the price of food in real time based on factors right now that include inventory, time of day of week, and weather. The idea is to get more and more sophisticated with our pricing so that eventually we can actually plug into the point of sale systems of these restaurants and be controlling our price throughout the day and ensuring that we sell everything at the optimal price point. So things have been going great. So far in 13 months, we've donated, I think it's like we've donated 10,000 meals to Second Harvest. So why Second Harvest and where did the donation come from? I came out of nowhere, I realized that. So what happened was, first week that we launched, we were working with What a Bagel. Do you guys know What a Bagel, anyone? What a Bagel, between you and I, it's hard to do, but between you and I, is throwing out, anyone want to guess? Throw out some numbers. How many bagels do they throw out a day? 500, okay, no. So fine. Per location, they're throwing out about 180. Hate that, it ruins it. No, it's 180. Anyway, that's a lot of bagels. That's a lot of bagels. Thank you. 50. 3. 6. 3. Okay. onboard them, we set them up with this excess inventory clearing mechanism where they can update the amount of inventory they have and only sell that inventory in the last hour of their day. It sounded great. What happens? You like launch. I hate the word launch. Nothing launches. Startup. Has anyone ever tried to start a company? You like trickle out of the gate. There's no launch. Anyways, we launched in September. What a Bagel was one of our partners. We started selling about, I think it was like 3 dozen bagels a week, which was fine. We were actually happy at the time. Anyways, we're doing about 3 dozen bagels a week. And they came to us, a couple of restaurants came to us and said, the platform that I'm looking at is really just a tool to offer different pricing at different hours of the day. Can we offer a lower price on the new wraps? This is what a bagel. Can we offer a lower price on the new wraps we just released on our menu between 2 and 5 p.m.? And we sat there for hours debating the issue. We wanted to address food waste. We wanted to build a platform that was going to, again, sell off that excess food. Were we okay with now selling a promotional item between 2 and 5 for this restaurant? Went back and forth. The reason Second Harvest on the board is because we felt bad. We felt guilty that we were going to say yes. So we said, hey, you know what we're going to do is we're going to create a loyalty program and we're going to donate a percentage of every single meal to Second Harvest. They're the food rescue experts, whatever, champions in Canada. And so that way we can feel good about every single meal we sell. But what happened was really interesting is we said, okay, to What a Bagel, they put wraps on between 2 and 5. The next week, they started selling 2 dozen bagels a day. Why? Because all of a sudden they were offering more value to their customers. As you can offer more value to your customers, you actually end up having a larger impact on the problem that we set out to solve to begin with, which was selling those end-of-day bagels. Sure, we sold a few wraps along the way, but giving value to customers at the end of the day brought customers to the platform. The more customers we can bring to the platform, the more food that we can sell at the end of the day. And so, yeah, we realized very quickly that the idea of looking at the problem a little bit more holistically was a very important thing to do. And so, anyways, that's why Second Harvest up there. 10,000 meals Second Harvest, back to where I was. We rescued 20,000 meals from landfills. The way that we compute that number, that's not all the meals we've sold. We sold over 100,000 meals, but the 20,000 meals are meals that are sold in the last hour and are manually updated by restaurateur. And yeah, we're working with, I think that number is higher than that, but about 270 restaurants in Toronto. That's backwards. That's backwards. And so, yeah, I think that's it. That's all I really got for you guys. So that's feedback. We are applying dynamic pricing to restaurants. Today, we're doing it through a mobile marketplace. Between, again, you and I, secrets, we are working on a product that would actually plug into a restaurant's point of sale system and start dynamically pricing food in real time at restaurants. What that looks like, we don't really know either yet, but we will find out shortly. And I thought some interesting sort of questions for you guys to think about that really sort of embody the challenges that we're constantly going through is, one, we have to change the mindsets of 2 different people. Restaurants, consumers. We're consumers, you guys know restaurants. We have to change the attitude of restaurants from discounting my brand, what was the word I used, to elevating my brand. So that's a really important one that every single restaurant tells us when we go into their store. Hey, we're going to give you a platform. You can sell off excess inventory, make money on a sunk cost. It's going to be great for your bottom line because yada, yada, yada. And they say to us, man, I don't want to discount my brand. How do we change that mindset? How do we get restaurateurs to understand that selling excess inventory because of the laws of supply and demand is not discounting the brand? It is simply the laws of economics at work. And that is a thing that's a huge challenge of ours that we're constantly working on, and just telling people to use the word elevating my brand when they go and sell a restaurant even helps a little bit, but we need to think about ways that we can help educate and bring awareness to restaurateurs so they don't see us as a discounting of brand. The second one is customers. So the problem that restaurants have is all stems from us. It's our problem. We started that problem. When we see a discount, we automatically think of that brand being of lesser quality. Not always, there are definitely exceptions, but for the most part, we think of that brand as lesser quality. And what we need to change that to is understanding as customers, intuitively understanding as consumers that really, again, this is supply and demand. That's just how it works. And so if we can change our mindset and understand how through design, and I really believe one thing that we have not tapped nearly enough into, I heard a couple of UI, UX people out there. I still like the different, anyways, whatever. That's another thing. Designers, like, we haven't taken a really good design approach to what we're doing. And I think there's a lot of answers and a lot that we can take from that. But I do think that we need to think about how we can change this product from feeling like a discounting a brand to elevating brand for both the restaurants as well as to the consumers. How do we support these restaurants in doing something that feels a little bit wrong to them. That's all I had. Those are my $2 million questions. Feel free to ask any. I don't know if you have any questions, happy to answer.
I like your idea, but your clients are